Okay, that's fine. Where's the glass? Thank you very much. What is the meaning of death? That's the life in the essence. Or we examine essence for life. Because essence means everything. Okay, but essence is essence what about own soul. And that should be indicated. Now, how the fault of these is they try to separate the essence from life. And there's no separation at all. Because life is composed of essence itself. But without the essence of some energy, it was not life. So how could there be any step? So we find the oneness between the essence of our soul and the essence of our life. Correct. If we can just think of an idea that I am the essence and I am the life. What beautiful is that not? Combining these two concepts together in unison and saying, I am the essence and I am. That is why now to say that's the way and the life. But you know that. So if we can find that within our soul, that I am not different from the essence that gives me life, you will start realizing the divinity within yourself. For yourself cannot exist. Your life cannot exist without the essence. And we say, here's something new for you guys. The essence cannot exist without your life. It is a beautiful combination of these things that compose what the life and living is all about. Right? And here, on the one hand, we have essence, and then we have life. Right? Right. Now, the definition of life is that we have a body, we walk, we go to the bathroom and things like that. That's something far greater than that. I'm sure you all know, that there are so many things going in your body that do not control. The motor control things. And you will know more about that than what I will. That's fine. How many breaths do you take a day? Are you conscious of that? How many words do you speak a day? Are you conscious of that? How many times you go to have a chew? Are you conscious of that? You are not. So, in the physical form, there are certain energies that compel you to then have a peace. All right. Very crudely. Yeah, we have better conscious thought within you that compels you to do it, and yet you are not conscious of it in the true sense of the word. You do it. Just, why not? I mean, nothing wrong with it. Really, nothing wrong with it. Yeah. But we're talking about change of consciousness. For example, you went to the loo this morning, this afternoon, whenever. Do you know consciously how much urine you have exuded? No, you don't invite any methodology. You just go there for a relief of a pressure in the bladder. Come of every drop of the urine that you have exuded, then you could know what you are about. Now, so this is an analogy to tell you to explain to you so that you know your soul, know your soul to every physical, to everything that happens in our daily lives, to that. Yeah. So, nothing experience is an entire life. We cannot experience every moment of anything we do, right? Like going for a pee, for example. So then you are not experiencing your both totally or in the touch. So every action we perform in life, in must be will be conscious of it. And by having that consciousness, I tell you what will happen. It is said that any mistakes, any faults we have done or whatever, would be corrected by us because we are conscious of it. And if we are not conscious of every action of our soul, how can we correct it? It will just go on and on and on. As an automation, automatically. How you think this works? Mastered. For example, if I would pick up a teaspoon to stir my tea, I am conscious of the cup, the rinse saucer, the teaspoon, the milk, whatever, because I don't take sugar. Right. I'm conscious of stirring it. Right. It's a little example for you guys. Conscious. Be conscious of everything. I'm conscious of it. Mike, I'm conscious of my duties. I'm conscious of the light. I'm conscious of that camera. I'm conscious of everything. I'm conscious of every one of you, my beloved being listening. Yes, yes. Everyone has to find that conscious. This now we come to the point that everyone has to be conscious that all one consciousness. Because it might be difficult to understand. I'm sure to be conscious of your consciousness. Now, what is your consciousness constituted of? But so there comes to another, right? So when you say, my mind thinks this, my heart feels this, what must I do about that, and what must I do about this? And there comes the part of determination, the thing is go, and how you would the determination that's given to you, how you can decide what you have to do. And of course, we follow in our scripture, whatever we condone. Okay. This is the guideline. All the things that are if you will sort of comes and tells it to us when it can. But the truth is, renew your soul, but can reside within your soul. That okay, we read all these philosophies and theologies and all these concepts of the world, whatever. Why not? You must. I encourage you to read up or listen to whoever that you can. Yes, do that, Daily, but because that will make you appreciate our influence more closely. In fact, you are the final person to decide your own conviction and what you want or how you feel using your heart. Very simple translation. I don't give any question that I can. I'm not lecturing at the university now. Okay, my family. So, thank you. Patient. became ghostly upon it. And sometimes in your vision of what you have to do, you have to create and incisions in your decision. What this means is that the incision means cutting. Okay, fine. Fine. Something like that. Good. That we decide on a certain factor, and then we think if it's not suitable for us or for our surrounding, we create an imitation, and we say, hey boy, I've stopped the art. That is in Satan, and this is what the master surgeon of love is telling you now. So, no one can help you with prayers. Those Guru can only guide and give you some sense of the realities of your life. But the true reality in your heart, which you personally have to desire to decide upon. Yeah. Fine, so this introduction. Have you got any questions?
Uh-huh. Wait till I get a question.
Sure. I just
I think you may have already answered. You may have already answered.
Oh,
Go ahead. Launch it anyway.
Why not?
Why not? Beloved one, you do reflect on the statement, the mind never exists in the present. Its only power over us draw our attention out of the present moment.
Very good, thank you. The mind never exists in the present to one that is not realized, or having complete control over the mind. Therefore, the mind will exist in the past or the future. In fact, if you're having mastery over the mind throughout spiritual practice, the mind could be made exist in endlessly. Okay. And here we have the three factors for us: past, present, and future. So the mind is in the present because any thought you are thinking now is it not of the presence of this particular moment. It's present there. But the projection of the past and future leads it away from the present next day. Now, what shall we do? Can we not? What shall we do? So it's really many. Now, if there is one way was getting early minded means that if you in the present, without in the past or into the future. There's one way, and what means that? Is to say, shut up. Well, that's not the yeah, they're taking a little comic relief. Right. So what they do is you think your mind on the spiritual practice. Okay. Only one separate songs for whatever is given here. Okay. So then you find is the mind entering on the practice, on that particular practice, the mantra or whatever will center your mind that is wavering on that, and you are then simply there. Which is the mind that has a habit of wavering. No, people try to control the mind. It is not true. Right. But with the method of entering it, just like to the mantra given to you, or your spiritual practice, whatever it is, the entire energy of the mind that gets focused to one point. When you become one point in depth, and that is how you can focus the mind from wavering around, wavering about. And you go to the third one. Because the problem of all the happiness here of the world is usually your mind jumping from there to there to there. There. Now this can be controlled. Stopping the wavering, and as I said a moment ago, you stop the wavering of the mind. But focus on this practice that it can demonstrate. It's very simple, really. What you're right. Correct with the questioning from other actually. You need something to fight. You're right. I take my skin. Now my mind is thinking of you, and all 2 days other things, or worrying about what's happening at home or this time. But I change my mind. And girl, all the energies are involved with just in purpose. One point. And if the energies are focused to one point, all the other things, all the other matter would then. And when one has a one business you can become naturally consciously able to is what everything you want to do. Now, that is one of the basis of that anyone but concentration, find whatever you are. No one can be truly successful if they do not have the one point of view for concentration of the mind in what they are doing to the life. It's a drive to live, practice the aspects of life like so. That is a love life and your profession, his job, whatever. So, but people require a lot of concentration in one pointed direction. It makes your life and then prove that in one point of view we can further ahead into the one point of view of the you see how it works. But we've got to do things now, practicality now, practical life. Yeah. And life is also abstract things and abstract philosophy and what has, but I'm more interested in talking about practicality and what life. It's important to our peace, to our family. That's important. Not the abstract thing. Right, who wants to know how many galaxies there are over there, or how many suns or moons are? We want to know our lives and the practicality of our lives, how we live and what our relationships with our wives and our children, wives, which is rather hard. Oh, our wives and our children and all our relationships, our communication. But what is practical? I could go with you on the nebulae and blah, 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 and blah. Like drove the other universe and what all it is. Or don't. If that change to tell stuff that you want to do. It's nice to know these things. I mean, I do not deny that. It's nice to know things. It's just what is the one is on. You exactly calculate line and how we would really improve our life. Our beloved, so means whatever. In a nice relationship, the relationship filled with love and honor. It's just easy. That's to give. Delicado, huh? Fun? Okay, then we can have a break for 5 minutes. I don't mind. Okay. Right. The way time is right. What you're looking at, oh, I can expect my naked image. You're the demons break. Which this is third person. No, it's not matches.
Aren't you there village?
Enough. Yeah. What did I do?
Christopher is not off.
Oh. What would you get?
Well, we could either give you another question. Yeah? Okay. What is the relationship between the manifest and the unmanifest guru?
What is the relationship between the manifest and the unmanifest guru?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The unmanifest is abstract, while manifest is concrete. Now, how many of us would ever be able to appreciate the unknown if you don't have how can you know of the strangeness of sugar when you get tired of sugar unless you have sugar? Then only could you know the strangeness. So that is the dictionary of the unmanifested reality and the manifested reality. So you all need the manifestation in some form or the other of that which is unmanifest. Could anyone ever know who God is? You don't. It is a concept, a belief given to us by all our religion and the world. And we say, oh, God is that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right. But to find that unmanifest in a manifest form as a human being that can relate to that know and feel and touch. To be a reality of the unmanifest. So, therefore, the being that value that is important. Because why just live in a conception of things you do not know? Do you know God? Huh? Do you know what He is or really exists or whatever? Do you know that you do not? And no one can block me on that. But you could know a man that brings you into your love and you tender him. And that is why our Lord Jesus came to bring heaven. Because you do not know the Father, never forget. No one can contradict me on that. I would challenge anyone on that. But you can know the wisdom of any or a Christian or of a Buddha came to bring the divine myth of the environment. So, forget that which is unmanifest, but think of that which is manifest through divine energy and whatever. Everything in life is a manifestation of His manifested stuff. If we can only view it in that way, you will find that everything is here, a divine creation, divine work. Yes. So let us recognize the manifestation before we go into abstraction of the manifest God. Because manifestation is so important. Then look at it in your beloved, your wife, husband, lover, whatever. Look at it in her or him, whatever. I can see that, oh boy, truly divinity, or what they call divinity. And the true worship of God is the true worship of the man or woman, right? With the recognition that the universe divinity residing in you, my beloved Jin, Jack, Joe, whatever you are, and I worship you. That is the information of divinity, because you do not know the concept of God, which is just a thought infiltrated upon us by the various theologians and philosophers in what's that skill. Coming out to the guy up there, who's that? Bloody hell knows. Who cares? If that's easy. But I do know one thing. Panuji loves our Gururaj. Right. Yeah. And If he's totally devoted to us, he would find that goodness and that godliness in that. And vice versa, of course. Don't you take advantage of a pizza or kick your bloody ass. You see the point I'm driving at.
Building up credit.
Is this that let us find divinity in daily living. And see divinity all around us, in all our friends, our family, what have you, instead of trying to seek it somewhere in the clouds. Because if you seek it in the clouds, you'll be living in the clouds. That's not practical, isn't it? Huh? You'll be daydreaming. Oh my God, up there, upstairs there. La, 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 la. Rubbish. Find divinity in practical life. Find divinity in all your friends and your beloveds that are with you and things that there is something there, some energy there, which is great and good. And I love you for that good and greatness that is in you, and I love you for that. I love that good and that greatness. That is there, and that is how you will find the meaning of divinity. Say, do I think outside? The Hindu goddess said, well, I'm sure I enjoy my place with them.
Right.
Imagine 6 hands of goddess, a lovely, beautiful goddess. God, I'm sure where the hell she's going to. All nonsense. Don't believe in these things. It's not good enough. But not believing all these myths and mythologies that are for these instances. And truth is only within our soul. That is truth. Allah knows, son, and root of it. So there are many, people sorry. There are so many mixtures, interpretation, concocted by religion that goes back. What is the treatment? You know, I believe I was a thing somewhere that two of the richest companies in the world is insurance. Number one, that promises you a load of money after your death. And the number three is religion that promises you heaven after your death. I'm very Muslim comes, that he saw us bunch of needs to understand our house and everything that so this is the way the world goes on. So I feel like instead of next counting up to the earlier many of the his face told because of his comment told that when realized that right, then they like all of the living bad and sorrow and stuff like that. And the same faithful fear, which is coming more trying these things move on. Everybody wasn't nothing. All the other things wants to box. Whereas not a damn. It's running. Absolute. What? Yeah. You could ever be. You use your soul, and that's heaven. You within your head. That's my word. I'm not offending anyone, man. Because I do not concentrate in the relation when the father and say. These are facts, my beloved. These are facts. The only praise of heaven. Oh, not by paying faithful dues and all these blah blah and all this. Okay. No, that's not the way. And it comes to sit, go to the bloody bathroom. That's a better place for it. But you prove unto our souls to realize our soul, to realize our own inner being. That is heaven. That is the kingdom of God. I'm sorry, I might be a bit hard, It's okay. But we just have a little fun as well. And that's the way to have another that's in terms of truthful far and wide. Some of these guys I heard of, they throw in the Himalayas, because I've been through all that. And they get through the Himalayas, this in mountain caves, there are caves, they were eyes, and we look at the things of our Lord. Yeah, that's about the right. Yeah, the rules with that part. So all the and so many things have been perpetrated such manner. So many things. And unfortunately, many people in the world so gullible that instead it's all these damn lies. You go to any church, for example, or temple, or And of course, the priest there, Hindu temple, Buddhist temple, whatever, blah, 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 blah. What the hell is that? Nothing. It does nothing for you at all. You cannot do anything for yourself by your own self-realization. You don't need me, for example. That's your guru, you don't need me. Because I come to explain things to you and you become with of knowledge, hopefully. Of course, everyone needs a guide, a child goes to school, a child needs a teacher, to tell ABC and do and all the other publicities to one to pass exams of lots of time, but they need the guide. Something with it, for all says, you went further. Why travel far on the ground road, only at SBI. It is children very old, but even of life, for that, on that, it grows good. Explore further, which I have carried all the time as much of these people there. But scared, I don't know here in Canada or elsewhere, but I can only shine with life of God. It's a beautiful spirit. So, don't have to walk with the reason why we shine the light on the cloud so that we do not stumble and fall into jar. So whatever beliefs, systems you have, whatever you follow, please, yes, God, you're not a cow. I've never encouraged any system which everyone wants should follow, as many others have done. I say they are Christians, they are Jesuits. It is Buddhist, it's on Satan. Hindus, it's on Buddhism, and Hindu. Whatever path or such thing, please follow it. English, for your own path, and have the old having goes, all the coming from exist every day. That's fully followed by any time. That must be to getting over to teaching is then to what it has, and whatever to for your own personal ideology or whatever. But you know that you can have even their dreams that they have. My sake, one lifetime, two lifetimes, 200,000 lifetimes. What did the cost you say? Scrolls got scrutiny. That's true. Can be all the really, really. From mental things that is discovered because I think about becoming used to shred. What am I wrong? Huh? This is very honestly corporate coaching. And courtesy everything. Do you think we should shut the shop? No. Okay, we have another day in the morning and drink.
Believe so.
One more with the